So welcome to Grand Spirits Podcast, a place for gardeners and dreamers to self-actualize, which really just means to balance your life so that you can stay grounded, be your true self, and literally get paid to exist. And so that's what we're here discovering. And yeah, so this is my vlog. It's my second time doing it. So where I'm standing right now used to be, you can kind of see the dip over there, and if you go further, let's actually go try them. Let's go see what there is over there. Walking barefoot everywhere I go. I just love feeling nature. But anyway, so can you see it? Just see it over there? It's a bridge, and it's so cute because it goes to show that there used to be a waterway here. Now the water drains there, and obviously now it's dry. And so I looked it up, and it used to be part of Arroyo Seco, which leads into the LA River. So I'm like, wow, everything is meant to be. It's meant to be at this park. This park has actually been calling me, and I feel like that's what's part of being a grounded spirit, is having the intuitive nudges and then following them. Because today I wanted to go back to the Huntington Library and keep working, but something pulled me here, and I feel like this tree is my grandmother Willow from Pocahontas.
Grandmother Willow, I need to talk to you.
Good morning, child. I was hoping you'd visit today.
So the way that I interact with her is by first imagining the roots go out my root chakra at the bottom, the base of my spine, and then I imagine our roots intertwine, and then I also imagine her leaves right above me, sprinkling down fairy dust of energy on me. If I feel called to, or if she wants me to, I'll go up and put my hand on her. And then I also just follow the different branches with my eyes, and I allow myself to kind of glide down them, and I just really infuse my energy with hers. I'll ask for a name, and it's so cool to see when these trees were planted, because sometimes they'll give me ancient names. It kind of reminds me of in that movie Element, where they ask for the fire people to give their names, and they make some kind of, it's a weird noise.
Your names? Great. And how do we spell that?
That's kind of what the trees sound like sometimes, where it's actually I don't think it's appropriate for me to share their names, but when you ask them, they will give you a name, and then sometimes they're in Spanish, like Maricielo and so on. So I'm gonna go hang out with her now. So I just finished working at Huntington, where I just wrote why I'm so proud to be an American and why you should be too. And it came out really cool. I went into the history of America, and really went deep on the United States part of it, and it was really cool. That I literally lost track of time. And before I knew it, I was the last one in there, and they were turning off the lights. So I'm oh, I better go. But yeah, I'm so excited for you to read it. And yeah, and if you haven't come to the Huntington, there's a really cool place. There's gardens and museums and libraries, and it's incredible. I'm so thankful that it's summer right now where the sun's still out, because other times when I stay until the last second, it's so pitch black out here. And it's kind of scary. You can see, I'm literally the only car. You can't even see the car. There's literally nobody here. So, but yeah, we're gonna go to a park right now, and I'm going to debrief on everything. So that's gonna be fun. I didn't end up debriefing because all my favorite spots were taken at the park this day. So instead, I got to see a lot of birds. And so here's a hummingbird that came to visit us last week. Obviously not the same bird, but you know what I mean. And then I got to see some crows interact. So you probably start hearing them call in the background. And so I looked up, what does crow mean spiritually? And it means transformation. So next time that you see some crows, think about how you're transforming. How are you communicating? What direction are they flying in? Like different things like that, so you can get really in touch with them. So I woke up today thinking I'm finally gonna finish my hula skirt that I've been trying to do forever, but it didn't work because the material was just so thin that all it does is just gets crumpled up. So here I am trying to figure out what else I could do with this material, if not a hula skirt, so a dress or whatever that's supposed to be, but I'm still gonna make a hula skirt. But the most exciting part about today is that I'm using my first thread spool entirely. So it's like such like a cool accomplishment as a beginner sewer, and so there it is, like completely gone, and I'm just really proud of myself. So while looking at all of these beautiful fireworks, I really got to thinking about what it means for us as grounded spirits. And so it really means like allowing yourself to skyrocket and not being afraid of exploding all of yourself everywhere. And so it's like all of these like fairy dust, like what I was talking about with the tree, like allowing ourselves to like spread our fairy dust wherever we go. Tell me you're a gardener without telling me you're a gardener. You literally are like in the grass. Okay, so with gardening, I think gardening is about like respecting the plants and being one with the plants and allowing the plants to heal us. And so like that's what I do with like my favorite Mary Jane. Interacting with her, like it just brings about so much peace, and it slows down my mind, and I really can just appreciate life more and like the present moment more. But smoking her all the time isn't necessarily the best thing for your health, and so I found these. I'm not sponsored, and this is just my second day trying this, so I might change my mind later, but for right now, I'm loving it. So it's an herbal diffuser and it's a lung cleanser. And so it's really just these 3 plants that are in there and then like some extras. So other ingredients, all natural flavors, vegetable, glycerin, and purified water. I'm gonna mispronounce that, so I didn't want to say it earlier, but here it goes. Mullein, I don't know, but it's a plant that is supposed to clear out your lungs. So the fact that it's in here is pretty cool. And there's thyme and mint. And on the side it says that it eases the lungs, respiratory support, breathe easier, and all natural. And so what my goal is to only smoke marijuana on the full and new moon, because I feel like in those times, like it is important to like reconnect with like the natural rhythms of the earth and like to be able to get deeper into myself. What I tend to do is like ask a lot of why questions, like why am I like this, why is this going on, what lessons am I learning, like things like that. And I feel like with weed, like you really get to go deep into yourself and to then be able to like receive messages from the universe and like what I should be doing next to achieve this dream, to achieve that dream. And that's like how all of this came together, you know, it was all through weed. But I think that by smoking 24/7 or being high 24/7 with garden gummies, whatever, smoking my favorite's the bong. I love smoking out of my bong, but I also like smoke a joint, and like the vape. So I'm trying these out. So it looks like this. to kind of like offset, because I don't think that I'm addicted to weed at all, because sometimes I'll smoke like my vape, like the nicotine one, just so, because sometimes like I'm just like trying to work and I just need to like smoke something really fast to like bring me back to myself, and so I'll smoke the vape, but then I'll get like nick sick even if I just do like 2 puffs, and so I just get really grossed out. And so that's why I'm trying these. And I'm like, not only do I like satisfy my smoking craving, but then I also get to like clean my lungs. So I keep saying them because this is one, and then the other one is this. So this is for liver support, and I do like to drink, I'm not gonna lie about it. And so it does need to help me clean out my liver. So here it has a milk thistle, dandelion, chrysanthemum, and mint. And then the same like the vegetable glycerin and purified water. So, and this one on the side, it says natural wellness support, portable and convenient, gentle and effective, and all other ingredients. But what's interesting is that when I smoke this one, like I could literally feel it in my liver. And then with these, like I feel like I get like better breath, if that makes sense. Casey Musgraves has a line where like, she's not taking it the same way I am right this, but she says, I feel like I have to smoke to breathe. And sometimes I do feel that way. And like drop below if you're an air sign that loves to smoke, because I feel like earth signs love gummies more. But like earth signs, like I feel like, I mean like air signs, we just need to smoke sometimes, like actually like feel like the air coming in and out of our lungs more than just breath work, if that makes sense. Again, I think it's like the whole interaction with the plants, and I feel like that's like why like gardening is so important, because you have this interaction with the plant if you're like smoking, but also like if you're tending to the garden, and then that's how like plants can communicate with you. I always thought that I was crazy that I could communicate with plants until, am I like even focused? Until I was on a podcast where she literally only interviews people who can communicate with plants. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not the only one. Like, this is so cool to like be part of this community where I can communicate with plants. But anyway, so one of my plants, her name's Santa Maria, and she asked me to be like buried into the earth. And I was like, over here, over there, like, where do you want to be buried? And so the point is that I buried her, and she kept asking me for some more dirt on top of her. And I'm like, this is all the dirt I have. So then finally I went to go buy some. And this like grass is bugging me now. Before I liked it, and now it's just like in my way. So I finally buried her. I finally like got the dirt, and I like put it on her. But then I realized like, hey, that's kind of my superpower too, being a Venus Virgo. And I just like can put soil with people who, especially people who have a lot of water energy, that they sometimes feel like they're drowning, or that they can't, like they don't have like the foundation or like somewhere to like put their feet on. I saw this post that said, so where should I put all my shit together? You know how people say like, get your shit together, and he's like, but where? Like, where do I do this? And it's within the self. But sometimes if you are all water or all air, you need some of that earth for grounding. And so if you don't have earth in your chart, like come to nature and like get grounded here. But if for whatever reason you can't, find somebody who has earth in their chart and just allow them. Like, remember like a couple of weeks ago we were talking about like the energy and how to do it like to yourself, like when you're like moving energy around, you can do it on others too, and just like practicing that. And so like that's what I've been doing like with the soil. So it's like interesting that it ended up happening with Santa Maria too, where I was able to like put this dirt in her, and she was just so happy. And then with the water on there, like she was so happy. So yeah, it's just, we really have to respect and listen to plants and like how they guide us. What I love about it too is like you actually get like the full effect Like it feels like you're smoking a vape, but it's like good for you. So it says. I mean, I don't know. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about fashion and style and how important it is to have style and like your own style to be a grounded spirit. And so here I am. This is the one that had like really bad audio a couple weeks ago, so that's why I'm voiceovering it. But basically, I'm saying like I cut off this super long piece, and it was actually pretty cool because I just like eyeballed it. I was just like, I'm gonna cut here, and then it ended up being perfect at my knee length. So I was like super excited about that. And then here I'm going to like basically I was asking like, what should I do with this extra fabric? Like, should I make like a scarf? Should I make like a little top for it? Like, what should I do? I ended up making a bag with that extra material. So it ended up working out. So let's see all that I have in here. I have some dream cards that we're going to go over right now. I have this forest bathing book, like top tier. I would definitely recommend. I went to Santa Monica that one time. I have some sheets there, some water, of course, my wallet. Oh, and then really cool, I have an ocean jasper crystal. Just wanted to come hang out, and I think that might be it. So I did just shuffle, and I should have done it in front of everybody, but I didn't, so I'm sorry. But anyway, we got requests, and I feel like this goes in line with the magician, which we are in the era of right now, if you've seen my last few videos. And so basically it's like you can request literally anything, like back to what we're talking about with the fool. Like the fool's an egg, right? So it's like once you learn how to like crack open this egg, like everything happens in due timing. And so you can even see like where the moon is with the 5-5, so like 5-5, change, and you can see like the green is like coming out onto her hands too. So it's like it's literally coming into the physical world. You just have to ask for it. The next card that came out was trust, and again, like we were talking about with the fool, like you just have to trust and everything really will come to fruition. Then we got transition, and again with the egg, but this time like here the moon is on the inside, here the moon is the light, and then here the moon is on the outside of this transition, that now you are the tree, you're the one that's growing. Look, you have some stars. Remember last time we were talking about the sun peeking through? I don't know if you can even see it right now. Yeah, there it is, the sun's still peeking through. And yes, like you are the star, you are all of this. And so the transition is you emerging from your egg, from your cocoon, whereas before you were inside asking for it to be cut open. And then lastly we have observe. So just to observe everything that's happening and like not play into it. We have to be big and strong and unmoved, unshaken, just like the mountains are. Or here, like the hills, again, Hollywood Hills up there. So when we observe, it's like we are detached, but we're observing while still being in this like hammock cocoon. I mean, like, yeah, it kind of looks like a cocoon, right? And then look at all like the trinkets. This kind of reminds me of like the magician's table of all like the tarot cards that we saw. And like you can even see it has like a key, it has some tea, so it's cool. And then even like the tree again. So all you have to do is observe and really trust that what you requested really will come through for you. And having that trust in the divine, that everything is the way that it should be. So being in our magician era, it is about making that request and trusting our dreams. So yes, like the dreams that we have to like achieve things, but also the dreams when we go to sleep, like these are also guiding us. And so just like with the plants that guide us, our dreams also guide us. And I would even say that our dreams are part of nature, because it is part of human nature. Actually, not even just humans, like you can see like when your dog's legs twitch, like they're dreaming too. So it's like a very natural process for all living things. Like, we don't know, what if plants dream? I don't know. But anyway, I just thought it was so cool. In the same clip that I used for my grandmother Willow with Pocahontas, in that same clip she talks about dreaming, and the full clip is on the website, so you go check that out. But here's a little bit about dreaming.
I've been having this dream, and I think it's...
Oh, a dream. Let's hear all about it. Quiet. Now, child, you were saying.
Well, I'm running through the woods, and then right there in front of me is an arrow. As I look at it, it starts to spin.
A spinning arrow. How unusual.
Yes, it spins faster and faster and faster until suddenly it stops.
Well, it seems to me this spinning arrow is pointing you down your path.
But Grandmother Willow, what is my path? How am I ever going to find it?
Your mother asked me the very same question.
She did.
And I also thought it was so funny how Grandmother Willow was like shutting up all the little critters so that she could hear the dream. And I think that's kind of us, like, imagine all the little critters being like all these thoughts that are going on in our heads, that this, from the second that you wake up, all these thoughts are like bombarding you, that you don't even get a chance to get quiet, to listen to your dreams, to see like what did you dream about, and like really retell it. So this is why my dream journal is so important. And not necessarily like mine, like you could just write your dreams down in a little notebook. Like, I'm not saying you have to go get mine, but mine really does like outline and ask you questions that you may not have thought about. But like when someone asks you a question, all of the other like thoughts tend to go down a little bit. So that's like for that dream journal. But yeah, I just thought it was funny that you really do have to get quiet and really listen to your dreams in order to allow them to guide you. And the other part that I want to talk about this clip was how she's trying, like Pocahontas is trying to figure out her path, right? And at the end of the clip, Grandmother Willow's like, oh, like your mom asked me the same thing. And so again, like another like human nature problem that we all have is going down the right path. And so back to my Carlos Castaneda, Don Juan says that all paths are the same, and it doesn't matter where you go because everything's going to end up the same, because we do have this kind of destiny, but it's just like, how do you get there? So you could either like hate your life and keep going down this thing and end up at this place and like hate the journey up, or you could love the journey up and experience and have like all these wonderful experiences that make up your life that you just love so much and have such a fun time, to end up in the same spot. Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die, right? So like, how do you want to experience it? So Don Juan says to like always lead with your heart and find the path that has the most heart. So today is my second day on my tea break, and it's honestly not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Those little things that I was talking about yesterday, they're okay. I did get like a little like neck sick, but I think it's because like even with vapes, I don't like the flavor ones. I only ever smoked the mint ones, and so the chrysanthemum dandelion one, that was just like a little too much for me. But a little bird just came. I don't know if you can see him. He just flew up here, so that was nice. But yeah, everything was like kind of... So what I was saying was that I didn't realize like how much I relied on Mary Jane to be able to like process emotions or like different things that are coming to mind. So like now I have a list, which I feel like is actually a good thing, because like what I was talking about yesterday, like respecting the plant, and I'm only going to be going to her on full and new moons, that I'll actually like have things to come and ask. Whereas usually I'm just like, okay, I'm here, like, what do you want to tell me? What secrets of the universe do you want to uncover for me? So I think it will be better this way too. I'll actually be able to like enjoy her company more and actually come with questions instead of just asking her to just give and give and give. So that'll be interesting to see. And now I'm ending my day on a run here at the park, hanging out with the trees. So I just really quickly wanted to talk about like how freeing it is to run. I haven't like sprinted in so long, and so like going on that run today was just so refreshing and nice. And yeah, talk about being a grounded spirit, like being grounded, hanging out with the trees, but then being so spirited by like running and allowing your spirit to just like flow. Look at this little fig tree and the little figs that it's growing. Look at these like the little nubs. And I'll see you next time, so bye.